Get to the bag TV.
Let's actually get his take on it in person.
I got Freeway Ricky right here, and he wants to address what you said in our last interview.
What up, Wack?
What's up?
You know what?
Me and a whole lot of BS.
No, I didn't get you a nothing. You brought that shit up. You should have already known when you bring my name up.
I always defend it. You gotta remember, I know that what you did with the dirty police, we never gave a damn about that. That's it. So what? Right? But I didn't know nothing about all the plugs and connects in Ohio and some dude in Miami and something they had.
You should, if you don't know, you shouldn't mention it. We should only speak on stuff we know about.
Okay, so somebody say, and you know day one, Freeway Rick is snitch. Hey, listen, bro. All he did was gave up the dirty police who crossed him. That ain't telling. As far as I'm concerned, I always took that stance.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
We ain't talking about that. We talking about he gave up the connect.
The connect told on me. What the fuck they talking about? They don't read. You got people, you listening to people who don't read and don't know nothing about the law.
Okay.
My connection set me up.
Okay, so I can remember what they was reading. They was reading something, and my man had it, right? And it was something about something in Ohio. You had something going on in Ohio?
I got arrested in Ohio.
Something about Ohio. That other dude named, who I didn't heard you mention, that was working with the government, the Clint, whatever that dude named.
Blandone.
Yeah, Blandone allegedly plugged you with somebody in New York, and you gave them up. I don't know. Listen, they reading it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me tell you something. There's no way possible that there's anybody on the planet that I could have told on that wouldn't have came forward, as public as I am right now, that wouldn't come forward and say, hey, Rick told on me. Where he at?
This what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get what they got, and I'm going to send it to you. Because they got it. That's why I couldn't.
They ain't got nothing. They got dreams and lies.
Also says what I've always stood on, which it cleared up.
Dreams and lies.
And yes, I did stand up in courtroom and tell that Blandone was a lying motherfucker.
Get to the bag TV.
Well, my thing was your time deduction, whatever it was, came from the crooked cop shit, which I don't give a fuck about that. So what?
That was in my first case.
Yeah, they showed that. I'm like, nah, you see it right there. That
150 people got out of jail from that, including John Boy, Big Puddin', the list go on and on of the people. Jesse from Main Street, Droopy, all them got time reductions when those cops got indicted.
I've always said I support him with that. But it's the other shit in there, I never knew nothing about. You know.
But you still don't know nothing about it.
No, they got some paperwork on it.
They ain't got no paperwork. That's make believe. That's cartoon shit. You shouldn't participate in that kind of shit. I look at you higher than that.
No, but listen. For one, if I'm gonna participate in defending you, like I always been, they put something in front of me, I can't ignore it.
If somebody put something in front of you, it would be public knowledge. It wouldn't have to be something that you have to go and dig up. You should be able to go to Ohio. You can go to Ohio right now and pull up the news article, and what it's gonna tell you is a $10 million man came to town to face trial. That's what it's gonna say.
I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never dug your shit up. I've always took it for face value. I'm gonna keep it real. Everything I repeat is what I heard you say.
And all you gotta do is pull it up in the newspaper. When I went to court, it was in the newspaper.
Well, nah, but fuck the newspaper, because the newspaper could be manipulated.
But where they gonna get the paperwork from?
Well, all paperwork is public record, you know that. Unless it's sealed.
Where they gonna get it from, though?
Well, I'm gonna hit dude, because 600 of them got it. I'm gonna hit dude and get it.
600 ain't got it. 600 call me all the time. What is you talking about?
Bullshit.
600 ain't got no. Hold on, let me call 600 right now. Where my phone at?
Because he was there with me when they brought it. Call him.
Get to the bag TV.
Yeah. Yeah, he was there with me when they brought him.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, get that nigga, because he was more on their side than my side.
Listen, if it was somebody I told on, they done came public, they done went on Vlad and say, no, I'm just telling you, use logic sense though. If it was somebody that I had told on, he'd already came public and said that Rick told on me. Just like the dude did with Meech.
It's the Ohio dude and New York dude.
When I went to Ohio, I went to court by myself.
And I guess that other dude was down in Florida at the time. That whatever that weird that black.
And I've never been indicted or nothing in New York.
Nah, it wasn't you was indicted in New York. He had set you up with a plug in New York. And you get 600 on the line. He ain't answering you?
No, he ain't answering. He might answer you. You hit him and see if he answer you.
Hold on. I might can do this, but we all on here. Hold on. Yeah, let's do this because he was in the room. Share. Hold on. Share.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be sparing gossip though, homie.
That ain't gossip. They ready.
No, that's gossip. What you saying is straight.
I'm trying to tell you.
What you saying though is straight gossip, homie.
They ready.
You know they don't even do that in the hood.
Listen, they ready, bro. Like what the fuck you want?
They should have handed you the paperwork. You should have got the paperwork. They should have handed you the paperwork in your hand.
Hold on, let's get 600 on it. I'm sitting there defending you, and they shoot me. Only thing I can stand on is his time deduction came from the. It said that at the end of it, at the bottom of it. His time deduction came from the cop shit.
Get to the bag TV.
It wouldn't even have nothing to do with it. That happened in L.A.
Yeah.
The crooked cops was in L.A.
They had all your shit.
How they get all my shit?
The same way they get anybody else shit. I just never went looking for your shit, bro. I never went looking for your shit. On some real shit. I just took what you said at face value.
I ain't never said nothing. I ain't never told nobody that I didn't snitch. I don't have to prove myself to nobody.
Well, I never considered you what you did to the police snitching. Personally.
Nobody in the pen didn't either.
Yeah, I've never.
You know, I walked around Lompoc with everybody.
Listen,
From Ray, and I got passes that most people didn't get when I was in the pen. You know, I could go to the.
Always stood on.
I could go to the Mexican Mafia table and sell cigarettes and candy and soda. Everybody.
Yeah, where this nigga? Why he ain't answering the phone?
You know what we want. Or think I want the money he owed me.
Nah, well shit, he ain't thinking I got you on the phone. He is not answering. That's weird.
Yeah, but you shouldn't repeat that stuff.
Hey, listen, I don't give fuckers about me, you, and him. If they got some paperwork, I'ma read it, bro.
You can read it, but you don't. Listen. You don't even know where the paperwork come from. I'm asking you right now, where the paperwork come from? You don't even know. You don't know if it was a government paperwork. You don't know if it was rolled by one of those tabloid magazines. You don't know where it come from. Could have been some motherfucking clown typed up, and you repeating it.
So now what I gotta do now is really put my people on and just go get it all. I will get it all. It ain't a problem. I just ain't never looked into you. I never had a reason to.
Yeah, you just go do your homework.
Yeah, I mean, but what I do know, it had the police shit in there, which was accurate.
What they say about the police? Let's get to the bottom of that. Let me see what they say about the police.
Everything that you always said, like, whatever.
I ain't never said nothing about the police. I don't talk about that shit. I don't have to prove myself. I'm Freeway Rick Ross.
Get to the bag TV.
So you said you never had a conversation about what the situation was, or how'd you handle the police to get everybody the time off, to get your time off?
I done mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it said. That's what I'm saying. What you mean?
But you don't have no federal. When you get federal paperwork, they go into details. They don't just have no. Oh, he told on the police. That ain't how that shit works.
Well, paperwork ain't hard to get. You know that?
Yeah, but it don't have no just that he told on the police. It don't stop that.
Well, it got all the details, but you got a safety valve for that, right?
I got a safety valve? No,
Yeah, that's what it said. It said you got a time time cut. I can't remember how much time they took off, but it definitely said that you got a time cut for that, right?
Yeah, I got a time cut for it.
Yeah, but it didn't show that with nothing else. So it matched that. So if I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, well, shit. Hold on, let me see if I just. I don't know why this nigga ain't answering.
But that's something you could have got that out the newspaper.
I don't acknowledge newspapers. I just don't.
But you had not. Who is the dude that had the paperwork? Call the dude who had the paperwork.
Man, you know what? We got that segment because they came on my channel with that shit. Them niggas have been trying to get to me for a while. I told you that. This ain't nothing new to you.
You ain't never told me this.
Bullshit, because I told you not to go to certain rooms. They was trying to use that fake manager you got to line you up. Bullshit. I definitely told you that. Think about it. Whoever some nigga you be having represent you, nigga, them niggas, a nigga from Philly, it's a nigga from Philly. He was trying to get to you forever, right? And the nigga convinced the nigga to bring you to one of them rooms. I said, don't go to that room, it's the line. They was gonna attack you. Straight up, last time I talked to you.
I ain't worried about nobody attacking me.
Yeah, I worry about it because you don't do that type of shit on the platform. And I know how.
Yeah, but they can't fuck with me. I'm smarter than all these motherfuckers. I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers walking the street right now.
Yeah, but when you ain't in control of the floor, it get different.
I ain't worried about none of these motherfuckers.
But we ain't talking about what you worried about. But like you sitting there, Vlad, you gonna answer, you gonna show up looking a certain way, you gonna talk a certain way because of the perception of yourself. Right?
Absolutely.
You go on Clubhouse, and when you trying to defend yourself and ask a question, the niggas is muting you, and when you think you talking, they talking, and it look like you avoiding questions, then they playing, it's a bad thing, period. I know all that shit work, so I told you stay out that line of fire. But I don't know why this nigga ain't answering the phone.
Get to the bag TV.
Bro.
Well, you know all the street motherfuckers, they gonna back my play anyway.
I mean, I don't give a fuck who back what. Whatever. I done seen them back all kind of niggas play that got paperwork on them. You know that. That don't mean shit. We all know niggas that got some work on them and niggas look the other way. What that mean? Nigga got a bag, he got a resource, bag of the nigga play, bag of the nigga play. Niggas ain't gonna do nothing. It's just conversation these days, keep it real.
Yeah, I don't really entertain fruitless conversations.
Well, if it's about your name and a nigga saying he got some paperwork, that ain't fruitless.
I ain't worried about my name. I made this motherfucking name. I made this name. It used to be, hey, they used to be the junky ass Freeway boys. That's what Jay Clayton, you remember Jay Clayton? You heard of Jay Clayton?
But listen, this is the thing, right?
But Wack, you heard of Jay Clayton?
You say you made that name, and I had a conversation about this. All you niggas who think the glory and fame, and you one of them, me's one of them, your name came from what it came from, y'all act like that shit is something to be proud about, bro.
I'm proud about everything. Everything I've been through. Hey, I love myself. I'm ecstatic with me.
That's what I'm saying. But all niggas that...
And that's why I treat...
Don't listen. You niggas, all you dope dealer niggas who like, I'm famous for selling dope, y'all really shouldn't be famous because y'all fucked up the community. Let's be real. You got your money. You made some niggas money. But if we talking about it at the age we are now, looking back, I'm not, bro. The name I had from gang banging and doing something to a nigga behind the color, I don't want none of that fame. Because I done did shit to niggas I didn't even know just because he was the one walking down the street. So when you say you made your name came from fucking up the community. And it was what it was. Some niggas made money. But it's also some crack babies came from that. It's a lot of homes that was poured.
Ain't no such thing as no crack baby.
Huh?
Ain't no such thing as no crack baby.
It definitely is.
No, it ain't. That's you putting that shit out there. That's a form of snitching right there.
So you saying a mother that's pregnant buying crack and smoking.
See, you don't do no research. You gotta go do some research, Wack. You just be out here, Wack, you just be out here talking. There's no such thing as a crack baby. The babies they had on TV, on the news, that they said was crack babies were alcoholic babies.
Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. We didn't whoop niggas' ass for selling niggas' mamas that was pregnant crack, bro. So if you telling me crack don't affect the fetus when a woman is smoking it, then you sounding crazy, bro. You don't believe that. Alcohol, any type of fucking drug.
Go do your research.
But you telling me crack
Has no lasting effect on the baby. Crack has no lasting effect on the baby. Once the mama finish smoking the crack, the baby's good.
Okay, I'm gonna let you stand on that.
Thank you.
What about what crack just did to the household?
Get to the bag TV.
What do you mean by that?
Who can agree that really ain't nothing to be famous about and be proud of?
Well, hold on a sec. Hold on. So while you guys were talking, I went on ChatGPT and I asked, does crack have effect on pregnancy? And according to ChatGPT, it says yes, using crack cocaine during pregnancy can have serious and harmful effects on both the pregnant person and the developing baby.
That's common sense.
Crack cocaine is a powerful and illegal stimulant drug, and its use in pregnancy is considered high risk. Effects on the baby include low birth rate, premature birth, placental abruption, developmental problems, neonatal abstinence syndrome, NAS, and sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. And the effects on the pregnant person is increased risk of miscarriage, higher risk of hypertension, seizures, and heart problems, and difficulty accessing prenatal care due to stigma or lifestyle disruptions.
That's common sense, bro.
Harvard University said that it wasn't.
Okay, well, I'm just looking up on ChatGPT.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm trying to just be the...
No, I understand. I'm saying we got the report from Harvard University.
I got it.
And they said that that was bullshit.
According to AI, though, they list a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, but where AI get his information from?
I would recommend everyone not to smoke crack while they're pregnant, by the way.
I would too.
Let me just put that out there.
I got a son.
Right.
I got a son that mama smoked crack while he was a baby.
Okay.
And he came out perfectly fine.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
that's cool, but it's a lot that didn't. But
Right.
what you should be really beating your chest about is your accomplishments when you got out, how you could have did and you didn't, and did something different. But I'm totally against, because when we doing that, we glorifying it and we telling the kids. That's like me telling the kids, nigga, go gangbang, put the work in. I'll be dead wrong. We can't glorify that shit because niggas look up to you, look up to me, look up to him, or whoever these people may be. And we gotta let them know, like, bro, that's what I did, and at the time that's what it was, but this shit ain't cool.
Yeah, but I respect my past. I did what I did.
You respect your past?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not embarrassed, about what I did.
No, I'm not saying be embarrassed about it, but you proud of it?
What you mean? That's a question that really can't be answered when you say, am I proud of it?
I'm not proud.
I'm happy with myself. I love who I am today.
Okay.
And so in order to love who I am today, I have to love everything that I've been through, because everything that I've been through made me who I am today. Had I not went through what I went through, I couldn't be the person that I am today.
So if you could have changed it and changed the fact that
I don't try to think that if I could have changed it. It didn't change. I did what I did. That's what it is.
would you tell the people to sell crack to be a drug dealer?
No, I wouldn't tell nobody to sell crack.
Why not? If you're proud of it.
Get to the bag TV.
I didn't. You see, you trying to put words in my mouth, man. I didn't say I was proud of it. I said I love who I am. I love everything that I ever done in life. I accept it, including my 20 years that I did in prison. I love those 20 years that I did in prison.
Listen, no you don't.
Yes, I do.
No you don't.
Yes, I do.
Talking right now, Freeway. Come on.
No.
No man love being caged up like an animal.
He didn't have no choice. So he had to accept it. He had to adopt it. Adapt to that situation and make that situation work for him. And that's what I did.
I mean, we all did that because we was there. Right?
So you should have enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time in prison.
You enjoyed your...
I enjoyed my time in prison. When I woke up in the morning, I didn't wake up crying. I woke up with a smile on my face. Was glad to wake up that morning.
So you didn't miss your children or your woman or your family?
Of course I missed them. But sometimes I miss them right now when I'm on the street.
Yeah, but you can get to them.
Sometimes I can't get to them.
That's true.
But you can if you want to. There's no restrictions that say you can't.
I got to him in prison when I wanted to.
Okay. Well, listen, Freeway Rick, I stand on it.
Thank you.
My thoughts on drug dealers being fucking praised for selling dope and going to jail for 20 years for it, that shouldn't be appraised.
Well, I could feel the same way about motherfuckers who produce rap records.
What you mean?
Because you be producing rap records that motherfuckers be talking about selling drugs and encouraging kids to sell drugs and do crime.
No, I ain't got none of them, personally. My artists was gang members. They talk about they street shit, but I ain't got none.
It's the same thing. You know what the Bible says, and I ain't all religious and all that there, but it says, before you start getting a splinter out the next man's eye, get that plank out yours. So that means that you probably worse off than the person you talking about.
Nah, because I don't glorify and praise myself for being a drug dealer. I think all drug dealers should not be glorified or praised.
Well, drug dealing ain't the worst thing that a motherfucker can do. It's worse, because I had to weigh my odds. I had to weigh my options when I decided to become. See, I wasn't just a regular drug dealer. I weighed my options. I looked at all the opportunities that I saw in the hood before I became a drug dealer.
So you saying there was no more opportunities in the hood?
Well, it was other opportunities, but I thought about it. I said, can you put a gun in somebody's face and tell them to get their wallet up? I said, no, I don't want to do that.
Get to the bag TV.
But I said, you know what? When they come and buy dope, they come with a smile on their face. They come skipping and popping and...
Well, you really go justify the drug dealer.
I ain't justifying nothing. I don't have to justify nothing. I told you that before, but when we started. That's why, Wack, I can walk around the way I do. I dress the way I do. I go anywhere I want to go. Because I don't justify and I don't criticize. It is what it is.
Yo, so at the end of the day, I'm gonna get the work that they had, and I'm gonna get it over there, and I'm gonna get it.
Get it to Vlad, and then he can put it on. He can put it on the thing, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get it, but I definitely got blindsided by it because I didn't know nothing about all this shit at all.
Well, they didn't blindside you. They was selling you some bullshit.
I just always knew about the police situation, and I've always stood with you on that. I didn't care less about it, really, personally. I'm like, so what? Fuck the police. That was my stance in it. If that's what he did to them, nigga, they probably turned on them first, so that's what that is. But the rest of this shit...
Well, the police didn't work. They didn't work with me. They worked my friends.
Yeah, well, what is
we had never talked to each other.
Yeah.
They were trying to put me in prison.
Yeah, I didn't care about it.
And so I said, oh, you trying to put me in prison? I'm gonna try to put you in prison too.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and still today, I stand with you on that. Never had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Some niggas got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem. Some niggas got a problem if you put something on a man that's dead that ain't here no more. I tell my homies, you can free yourself and I'm gone, put it all on me. So, some shit I ain't got a problem with, but I definitely gonna get there. I wish 600 I get on here. Let me try to get, if I can get him on here, I'm gonna tap back in.
Get to the bag TV.